Dr. Sheila Quirk-Bailey. I am blessed to be the president of Illinois Central College. I grew up in Caseyville, Illinois. My father didn't even graduate from 8th grade. He left. He was a big boy. He was over 6 foot tall, right, when he was in 8th grade, and left the family farm in southeast Missouri to take a job at the Chevy plant in St. Louis. When I was in probably 5th, 6th grade, I started to babysit for neighbors and family at 50 cents an hour. And then I decided that that didn't pay enough. So then I went to work at Waffle House because I had tips. And I made a lot of friends and made a lot of money. I would come home with my little cup of money. My dad was always like, hey, can I borrow $5? Every time I came home, can I borrow $5? Can I borrow $5? Because I always come out with my tips. When it was time for me to go to Bradley, my parents didn't have the money to help me go to school. So I had a scholarship, but that didn't pay for everything. So the way they could best help me was my mom started taking 2 college courses a semester, because that way, in terms of the federal grants, if there were 2 people in the family at school, the amount of money I received really went up. So I didn't know what I was going to do with that. I just knew I wanted to go to college because the people who I saw had a better life and were moving forward went to college. So I really have a heart for like the work of junior achievement, because they're talking about financial literacy and they're talking about skill sets and they're talking about how to create a bright future. And there are individuals who come from, like my family, it's not that they didn't want that for me, but that wasn't a discussion point. And right, they found whatever the best job they could find out of high school. So that wasn't the environment I came from. And there are all kinds of students who don't have those role models and didn't come by those skill sets naturally. And so to have programs like this that do that, that is how you help people be better versions of themselves and have really bright futures when maybe there's not a lot of hope left, or maybe they didn't even have that dream for themselves. It really wasn't until my master's program that I really started to figure out. So at Anderson, what I did was I worked for the Center for Professional Education. So we provided training for the IT consultants. And I did that, like I said, for 7 years. And I sort of had an epiphany one day. I was running the new manager school. So had people in the room from 50 different countries from all over the world. We're just promoted to manager. And I'm looking out at this audience and I'm saying, each of these individuals graduated in the top 10% of their class from the top 10% of the universities in their country. And I was like, they're going to be successful whether I'm here or not, right? So just all of a sudden, I started thinking about, if I'm going to work this hard, because like I said, it was a lot of hours, I want to make a difference in people's lives. So I quit and went home and really started to think about what I wanted to do, and decided I wanted to be in community colleges. It was Harper College in Schaumburg, Illinois. And so I was there for 26 years. And I ended up as chief of staff there, and then was fortunate enough to interview and become the president here at Illinois Central College. So it felt like coming home. We are the great equalizer. It doesn't matter the background you come from. We will meet you where you are and help you move forward with your life. So that was a huge transition to move from the corporate world. I was the youngest manager they had ever had in that division. So I was on a very successful pathway, and decided that wasn't what it was all about, that I wanted to do something that gave back a little more. And I've never looked back. It was the best decision I ever made. Success is defined in a number of different ways. So I try to define that as the ability to take care of your family, the ability to give back. And I'm just so blessed that I'm in a career that, giving back to students and giving back to a community, and then your employees at the college. I try to measure my success by how much I can impact and help others, and not all jobs give you that. So like I said, I know I'm very lucky in that, but that's what I would view as success. An awful lot of struggles that individuals in our communities face are solvable, right? And we can come together, we can help lift more people up, and we can help people get on a more positive trajectory. The youth in our community need someone to believe in them and someone to give them hope. And just say, just keep going, right? Everyone has setbacks, but just keep going. And I think that's what got me to where I am, I'm not the smartest person ever. You look at me, you don't say, oh, there's a college president, right? But that approach and the hard work and this needs to be done and this makes sense. And so we're going to go do that. And then there'll be another opportunity to go and do, and you go and do that. So it's not that you don't have a plan, but I think when you over-focus on that big goal at the end, it can just become overwhelming. And if you can just take someone by the hand and say, we're just going to take this step and that we're going to do really well with that step, and then we'll take a look at the next step, and that's how you help, right, people get there.